So you know what's very interesting that when you talk to people and when they take a look at your life, now of course sometimes we think that because certain things happen that everything's just going wrong or we feel like we're not at the place where we need to be. And then we talk to somebody else and they're looking like, hey, you're doing well, just giving you props. And I'm not talking about being sarcastic, but they're actually giving you props and like, hey, you're doing this and you're doing well in this. And it just made me think about a conversation I just had today with my sister, and we're just joking a lot. And she was just joking about how, I have a budget and I try to eat right, do right in my life. And when I got off the phone with her, I started, just thinking, like, you know what, I'm not really doing all that bad. And I know sometimes, it feels like that because in society, it's like we have to do everything by a certain age. If you pass 30, they pretty much think you're dead. Like, oh, you're not going to get married, you're not going to have children, you're not going to have all this money, you're not going to do this and that. But all those things are just lies. I'm starting to come to that conclusion about things. And yes, sometimes I feel discouraged about stuff because, I look at my life and I look at certain decisions I made and I wish I didn't make those decisions because they had came with some, hard consequences. But I started thinking about, where I'm at now. And yes, I'm on the path, trying to do better for myself, trying to make sure my home is at a stable position financially, emotionally, spiritually for my son and I. And although I'm not where I would like to be, I'm still, in a good place. I'm not doing as bad as I thought I was. I'm not doing so terrible like society try to make it seem for women that are over the age of 30. And sometimes, when you're trying to go for it in life, it's like you try to measure yourself up to what the world thinks. Like if you want to go into business or do YouTube, or if you're interested in dating again, and if the world says, oh, if you haven't found nobody by 28 or 29, there's no hope for you. Or if you don't start the business in your 20s, or now maybe your early 30s, or if you don't make, this amount of money by this age, then, you're just pretty much done. And I'm like, well, I see on the other side of that there are people that actually made it. People in their 40s and 50s, they're enjoying marriage for the first time, actually enjoying having children for the first time. They're starting businesses. They're doing well, on YouTube, doing content creation. And I'm like, who is telling the truth? So when I think about whether, it's too late for me to do marriage or business or just trying to live life, I think about, what, Shakur, what type of faith do you have? Do you really think that you can live a fulfilled life, or do you just think your life is dictated by what people say and what they think? And just having that conversation, which is a constant conversation I have myself, I'm like, you know what, I actually can do more than what I'm thinking right now. I can actually do more than what I'm believing. So I just want to share like my own nuggets of wisdom. It's something I'm just trying to follow in my own life because I understand that the world's going to have its own list of opinions about what you want to do. But if you're over the age of 30 and you just need this encouragement, this is my encouragement to you. Now, when it comes to dating, I have this mindset of just knowing what I want and just sticking with that. Now, it doesn't mean I have this whole long list of requirements, but my list is more based on having that right character, and it's more the quality of that person. Now, yes, the basic things for me, yes, having a relationship with God, that spiritual foundation needs to be the same. Of course, having a job, or just, all the little basic things that should be non-negotiables. Like, of course, make sure you have good character. Make sure that you treat everybody with respect. And I won't go deep into my own list, but just making sure that that person's a fit for you. And when you know what you want, of course, you're not going to play around like that. So to other people, it may seem like you're not trying to date, you're not trying to get out there. I said, no, I know what I want. And it doesn't mean I have not had invitations or offers from other men. It's just that, I'm not trying to play around my life. I did that one time. I'm not trying to do that again. So it's okay just to wait. It's okay to just enjoy your single life a little longer. It doesn't mean that you're going to die out. And when it comes to marriage, you want to make sure this is what you want to do. And you're just not doing it because society says, I'm going to die, And what I mean by dying, like you're gonna die inside if you don't get married by a certain time, and which is not true. I've seen some very good marriages that from people that got married in their 30s and 40s, 50s, and then some of them even 60s and 70s. And, just to see people still taking that step later on in life and still knowing that yes, society has, their own requirements, but they decide to stick their own principles and say, hey, I'm going to wait on who is really a fit for me and not try and go out there and just get anybody. Now, the next thing is about, business and career. Right now, I'm at the point in my life that I do want to go after my passion and go after a career that I know it fits me. Now, yes, I'm more kind of like a business, I have a more of a business mindset. I do, because I have an MBA and I do want to get into, the business aspect of things. But I also know that when I do want to take this step, is that the sacrifice is on me. I know we want to get everybody's opinions on everything, but when it comes to making those steps in your life, trying to make career moves and career changes, the sacrifice is on you. You have to make that sacrifice. No one else have to go and do that. So when we're trying to go back and forth into deciding like, oh, I want to go in this direction, that direction. And I'm not saying not get wisdom, but understand that you have to make the sacrifice. You have to get up in the morning, or you have to stay up at night, or you have to do the research. You have to put the work in. So me sitting up here thinking about what everybody else is going to think about me trying to make these changes in my life, it's a waste of time. They don't have to put the work in. They don't have to make the phone calls. They don't have to put themselves out there. They don't have to create the content. But I have to make the sacrifice. And I'd rather put all my focus on making that sacrifice and doing what I can so I can have something to be proud of instead of just wasting all this time thinking about people's opinions. And down the road, I'm like sad because I didn't take a chance on myself. And the last thing, basically just living life. Being a single woman is a good thing. It is. And what I mean by saying it's a good thing is that you get a chance to just learn more about yourself and just really truly understand life. I have no issue with people that want to date. Yes, I have a desire for marriage, but I also understand my single life is still important too. I can still, do more things in my single life that can prepare me for my married life. I do want to get a chance to go travel, into a different country. I want to, go ahead and start my business, ideas I have in my heart. I want to do other things. And I don't want to just feel like that if I don't have nobody or if I don't have this big, entourage of people around me, then I can't do it. Life is a beautiful thing and you only get one. Now, yes, people can be on their deathbed or they can die and God can bring them back to life, and that's up to him. But if that's your time for you to go and that's your time to go, then try to live life now. Try to just make small steps. You don't have to have like a whole lot of money to do that. I do believe in budgeting and I do believe in trying to set yourself up financially so your household can be sustained. Now, it doesn't mean I don't have debt or anything like that, but I'm also trying to be more wiser with what I have and not trying to just waste what I have or just worry about what I cannot do now. You could do small things. I love nature. I like to take a walk outside. I love to be around the trees and things like that. Or you go get yourself a nice snack or something. I'm saying this, I know it's simple things, but I know someone needs to hear that you can do those small things and you can still enjoy life. And as you're trying to build up, that plan for you to go out, and travel somewhere or try to do a business or wherever that venture is, that while you're doing it, enjoy it. And knowing that life is not going to always be the same for you. You can have that faith that, hey, life can change, life can evolve, because it's always going to keep going. It's not going to stop because you got sad about this and that. Now, yes, we can stop our own lives and just look at and yes, life can still be beautiful. It can still, evolve for you. Things can still change for you. You don't have to be at a standstill unless you make it stay there. So it's just my little encouragement for today. And, I just want to put that out there. I love having these conversations from time to time because sometimes, people feel like that life is over for them if they don't do certain things by 29 or 30. And I'm in my mid 30s, but I'm still looking forward to what life has for me. And I'm not going to just stay sad or just, you know, be this depressed person because social media says I had to be depressed because I'm at a certain age and I don't have this and that. Nah, baby, I still got more life to live. And I hope you realize that too.